All right, guys, here we are. It's I'll Go Aspire here once again, coming to you. Now we're shooting this real time. Uh, I got my um, Tradeify open, as you can see here. See, there's no trade, so this is a brand new um, chart that I opened up, or sorry, account that I opened up, and I'm going to show you how we build this account and make $1,000 a day. So you're gonna have proof. I'm gonna be having proof. You're gonna see how much money I'm making, and yeah, but some days we're not gonna make a full $1,000. It is what it is. But we're gonna make money. We're not gonna try to push the limits or anything like that. We're gonna stick with the rules. We're not going to try to do anything funny. This is gonna be proof of how we trade this strategy. As you can see here, we got some orange candles, we got some red candles here. So volume is starting to pick up. Yellow is coming in as well, but that means it's medium volume. This is the red is extreme high, the orange is high volume. Um, so yeah, this is it. This is it. This is our debut. We'll open this up after we end the day again, and you guys will see today's the 28th, Monday. So this is a great time to start because we're gonna have 5 days, 5 full trading days coming in. I have to hit 10 trading days in order to get a payout, and I got $100,000 account, and I have to hit $6,000 in this 10 days, bare minimum. So we're gonna hit those requirements, and we're going to make this money. So let's get started, and let's look for our buys. I already found a buy zone here. You can see how we just missed it, bounced. So let's see what's going on. I'm looking at a 15-minute chart and 30-minute chart for my buy zones. So we look here. Let's widen this out so we can see. It's 9:04 right now. So we've got 30 minutes to get ourselves together. You guys can see this order block here is selling, bearish order block right in this level, but they're still buying up in here. So we could break above this, and you can see how it is selling up here. So we're probably pushing to this area right here for selling. And I'm gonna draw a sell zone in this level. Right there. I'll make the adjustment in a minute. Alright, so we expect it to get here, get rejected, and pull back into a buy zone for us to get the move. We can see that we are bullish on the 15-minute chart, so we're only looking for buys. We don't care that it hits the sell zone, and we're not looking for shorts just because it's hitting the sell zone. Even if it presents our strategy, we don't care. If the trend is bullish, we only go in with the trend. That is it. We don't care about going against the trend. The trend is our friend, as you guys know. The trend is our friend. So we're gonna stick with that. Just give you guys a heads up. I may have to. You may see me not speaking for a little while, maybe because I'm taking a phone call or whatever. Um, but I'm gonna be here as long as this video is showing. I'm here. I'm looking for a trade. So there's a lot of buying right here in this level. Nothing but buying in this level. So that is a buy zone here because we've got this fair value gap, which is in that white box there. And you can see here we have nothing but buying in this level. Right in that zone. Change that to green. It signifies a buy zone. And I'm gonna move over to a 30-minute chart to see what's going on over there as well. And again, you see how this volume is showing. You can see this fair value gap right there. 115,000 versus 89,000, 90,000 versus 51,000. And you can still see here, still more buying in this level on the 30-minute chart, but they were showing selling in the 15-minute chart. So we'll see how this plays out for us. I'm also have my Discord on, so you may hear me speaking, but I'm probably not speaking to you guys. I could be speaking to somebody in Discord. I'm just talking about random stuff, or we're talking about the chart or whatever. We just talk about life sometimes. But But yeah, we're looking for this trade to pull back into this buy zone here. As this pushes up, as the market gets closer to open, we're going to get some more volatility that's coming in, and this could also be our buy zone right in this level. We just want to, reason why I mark out the sell zone, because we want to know where this is going to be going to. Where is it headed? And you can always trade from buy zone to sell zone if that's what you guys are looking to do. But I just do $25 moves, get my 500, and I'm outie. You guys can see we broke above all this levels. Overall, the chart is more of a consolidation, like the larger time frame. Look at a daily chart. We're more in consolidation right now. Still bearish on a daily chart, as you can see. So we never know. We could just get a huge drop out of nowhere. We still haven't filled this gap that's right here. So I do believe we are going to get pulled back to fill this gap at some point. Is it this week? I don't know. Next week? Who knows? We know that Trump has the tariff stuff is going on. So if he says anything, or if China says anything, whatever other country says something, it could drop the market back into this daily gap. And you can see that there's nothing but selling over in this zone at that gap. So if we do pull back into there, we could see it. You know, if it can't hold support in this gap, then it'll get rejected and pushed down further. And then we could be retesting previous lows, which would be right here, until we get to this area here where you see nothing but buying, mostly 2 million versus 956,000. So this is what I will be looking for it to drop down to, so we could set up a buy zone here, knowing that at some point we're looking for it to hit this buy zone. All of this is a buy zone. So anywhere inside here, we're looking for it to hit and possibly push right back up, and then the trend becomes more than likely bullish. But yes, we could still get rejected from these levels at any time. Today there is no news, so we're trading just price action, because there's nothing here to stop it from continuing to climb up, but there's also nothing here to stop it from dropping. Usually the news helps things stay stable in a direction that we're looking for. With no news, it's kind of hard to get stronger trends a lot of times. But yeah, that's our buy zone on the daily chart that we're looking for. Keep on forgetting to turn this off. There we go. All right, so we filled last night's gap here on the 15-minute chart. Gap down last night, and you could have caught a nice buy around 11 o'clock last night. This is New York time. And this, yeah, we filled that gap, and now we're pushing up into a sell zone. Right now we're in order block sell zone. Right now the volume doesn't support the rejection here, so we should push through it. But we can still pull back into the, that's what we're looking for. We're looking for a pull back into this buy zone here, and then a push back up. So as soon as we pull into that, we're going to take the, if we pull into this level and we get a red candle, we're taking entry. Once it closes above this Jurek line, we're taking entry. We're not going to even hesitate on that. Now my presets are already set on my orders here. So NQ, I'm going to walk you guys through that since we have some time here of how to set this up. So whenever you do execute a trade right here, once I execute it, you're going to see my stop loss and TP already set, which is nice. So you don't have to try to figure out, you don't have to do any math, it's already set. So if you go up to here, this quick search, and you could type in open DOM or DOM, DOM, and you're just going to click on that, go to order, and you're going to click on market one, and then you're going to click on take profit, stop loss. and then you're just going to type in whatever number you're looking for in profit. Right here it shows dollar amount. If you wanted to do it in percentage, if you wanted to do it in ticks, um, it would adjust for you in those levels. I just do it based off dollar amount. I'm looking for $500 profit and stop loss $500 stop loss. And then if you were to execute it here, you have to make sure that these boxes are checked off if you're going to execute the trade here in this box. And if you wanted to short, you would just click on sell and it will do the same thing. You just click on here, and this is a market order. In order to keep this settings to push it over to here, you would go to these 4 squares here, and then you would save the order preset, and then you save it to whatever name you want. I saved mine as NQ, and then it'll automatically see this drop down arrow once that is saved properly. So now whenever I take this trade, and once I hit buy, it's going to, you're going to see the stop loss already set, and I'm sorry, TP set and then stop loss set. That's really it. That is it. That's all we needed to do. Set the buy zone. It's buy zone here too. Let's see how it goes. See if price pushes it up here, then it could pull back into this level. So right now we're in this order block, so we could just pull right back down into this buy zone here and push up. So as the trade goes on, we're going to keep on adjusting and make sure we get marking out our buy zones, and make sure we get the entry on whenever price closes above the jerk line. That's really it. Very simple. Very simple. During the 9:30 time, you may want to set your stop loss below the previous low, and I'll show you that once we execute the trade, because it gets a little more volatile during the 9:30 time. So with that volatility, you kind of don't want to, your stop loss, if it's too tight, you can get stopped out for no reason before it goes into the direction that we know it's going to go into. But understand that you're increasing your losses a lot more whenever you're doing a previous low. During that 9:30 time, you're going to be increasing your losses a lot more, unfortunately. But overall, you shouldn't get stopped out if you're executing the trade properly. It should not stop you out if you have your stop loss set at the previous low or previous high, depending on which direction it's going. All right, so that candle just closed on the 15-minute chart, it's creating a fair value gap here. You can see that it's, a lot more buying versus selling in this range. So got another 15 minutes before market opens. Sorry, yes, 15 minutes before market opens. And we're gonna start seeing probably like around 9:28. You should start seeing that volume really kick in. The volume could kick in a little sooner and present. So right now, the way it's moving, I expect this to we're gonna probably be trading inside the sell zone at market open. So I believe we're gonna get rejected at market open. It's gonna start pushing back down into this buy zone and then execute a trade for us. This is a nice little push here that we're getting. Here's some red candle came in. We're not going to take the trade here. We need to see it hit the buy zone. So a lot of times we may see we may see uh, a red candle, and you may want to enter trade. But look where how high it is. We could just get rejected easily. Buying here would be not the best trade. We need to see uh, something similar to this, but this candle needed to be red, for us to execute the trade here at 843. This hit a buy zone. I had my buy zones already marked out earlier. I just kept on moving it up. Yeah, this one hit a buy zone here. Could have took the trade, but candles are yellow. Here, also same thing, orange then yellow. We need to see red then orange, or red and red and red, but we have to see red first. We cannot take trades off of orange candles. I mean, you guys could do whatever you want, but this is the strategy I'm running, to where you have to see red. You have to see red first. If you don't see red, you're not touching it. Go back and show you too, like how it looks during market hours, pre-market times. You see how this was red? So yeah, you could have took this trade if it was. I'm sure this was hitting the buy zone. So you could have took this trade right here because it was red. I don't know if how the trend was looking, whatever. Yeah, this was Friday. Yeah, the trend was bullish. So you could have took this trade right here, and that paid because the candle was red. So yes, you would be entering this trade here, and it's climbed. No, actually, no, the trend was bearish. Sorry. The trend was bearish at that time on Friday. Yeah, see? Yeah. The trend was bearish. So, yes, we took this trade right here. The short. Candles were red. Closed below the Zurich. Into the trade. Boom. Easy money. Candle was red. Closed below the Zurich. Boom. Easy money. Candles were orange. This one was consecutive orange candles. You could have took this trade. You could have took this trade. This would have been fine. Red, orange, 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 orange. That's fine. But you don't want to see how it goes. Let me show you here. Like you see it starting to see yellows, and then now you got the orange coming in, and now you're trying to get a buy. No, we're not doing that. We're not doing, oh, there's orange, and then it closed above. You can see all this yellow and blue. No, we're not taking these trades. But this trade, yes, we could have taken this short. This would have been fine. This orange means high volume. Red means extreme higher volume. And then you can see every day around right after 4 o'clock, it turns gray. Volume is extremely low. Blue, that light blue means it's normal volume. Yellow means medium. See how we're going from red, orange, yellow, blue, yellow, gray. Like the volume is dying. So if you took this trade, you would have just been not making any money and been upset that you were in this trade. And you're buying at, look at this, you're buying at premium also. You've been buying this trade at premium. That could happen where you are taking a trade at premium, but if it was in a buy zone, then that's okay. But if you're buying premium and it's close to a sell zone, that's when it becomes not okay. Because we could be slightly off from our sell zone. We could have been a few dollars off. So the sell zone could actually be down here. And now it makes sense why it's getting rejected more so. Go to a larger time frame, we might see that. Let's go to a 1 hour chart to see if there's any selling there. Nope, not much selling, but showing that there is some conflict here. 96,000 versus 74,000. 4 hour chart. It's nothing but buying up in this range, but you can see the rejection that I got from this candle. So telling us there is some selling, just on a different time frame. Even that is telling us some selling came in. That's the only reason why it dropped the way it did down to this buy zone. Over here shows this wick showing there was buying that came in. That's why it climbed up, and that's why it ended up bouncing from that same level, from this level. Whenever it pushed down into it, pushed up, pushed into it again, pushed up, found another buy level, pushed up, came back into the same buy level, pushed up, same buy level again, pushed up. So we think it's going to happen here. More than likely, going to get rejected, and it's going to pull into a new buy zone and push up. Trading is not as difficult as people make it out to, but at the same time, it is difficult, because we have our emotions that make it difficult. So we want to try to set up things that would help us remove emotions. One of the things that I do, I write down a quote for myself every single day. Sometimes I write it down 2 or 3 times. And I'll write down to myself, my job is to execute my strategy, not to win every trade. I am the casino, not the gambler. Each trade is just one of many. My edge plays out over time. I will only take trades that fit my strategy. And that's it. So I write that quote every single day to make sure I keep my mind focused, try to remove as much emotion as possible, and try to just execute the strategy and nothing else. And then we're going to see that we're going to be more successful in just executing the strategy versus trying to make money. The money's going to come whenever we execute the strategy. I've noticed that there's a lot of traders out there, and most of the traders that are out there, one thing I noticed is that they really stick to their strategy. The ones that are very successful, they don't do anything else. They don't deviate from their strategy. They just stick to that one strategy, that one setup that they look for. And if their setup doesn't present, they don't take it, the trade, no matter what the market is doing. If their setup doesn't present, they don't take the trade. And if we could be the same way, think the same way, do the same things, then we could also be successful in trading. See how this red came in, 925. Like I said, we're going to you'll see more red starting to come in around 928. I expect us to pull back, and we might get market open. We might 930. We could be in one of these 2 buy zones and present and get a nice easy trade. That's what we're looking for. That's what we're looking for. Right, I'm getting close to the sell zone. All right, we're hitting that sell zone. I'm expecting this to probably push to the previous high, 589. Sweep those highs, get rejected, pull back into a buy zone. Got a fair value gap right here. Right there on the 15-minute chart. So I'm going to mark that out as well. Fair value gap. We don't have any order blocks around here except for this bearish order block. All right. See how we execute today. Stay disciplined, stay focused. Let God do the rest for us. Three more minutes. See, we hit that sell zone. We hit the sell zone. Getting rejected now. Just hit the buy zone. Hit the buy zone deeper into it. I would like to see it come down to this previous high area, previous low, 533, 531. You can see how the orange came in. It's 928. Volume is really picking up like clockwork. It's a red volume. There it is. Got a previous low at 530, 531.25. And we got a moving average at 512, 512.98. Yeah, it pulling into this area here for the near this equilibrium would be ideal for a buy. Here we go, market's open. Nice little drop there, right into the next buy zone. I might erase this buy zone because it's a pretty weak buy zone. Just like that. Expect it to come down to here. We could get some consolidation. Right, if we get it close above this, we want to take this trade. Or I just grabbed. Yeah, I'm going to put my stop loss at the previous low here. And we hit premium. We could take the trade here. We could take it profits here. Play it safe. I'm going to let this play out a little bit. I think we're going to that previous high on the 15-minute chart. Previous high is going to be a little short, 500. Go pretty slow here. Yeah, and it looks like I should have took that because it was hitting premium, getting rejected from premium. Yeah, but I'm gonna hold my ground on this. gonna be a little short of 500 bucks on this trade. And I think we might get stopped out of this trade. We should have took that profit. Hit the buy zone again, but I think we could bring the stop loss down to below but we could looking at way bigger loss now on this trade. Because we're pushing into the sell zone where I should have took that profit. Yeah, I just got stopped out. The trend is going to turn bearish, I think. Find this next buy zone. Nope, it's all bearish, 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 bearish. 15-minute chart until we get to, wow, yeah, until we get all the way down here. It becomes bullish. Where's the time frame? Here we go. Okay, we got buying here. We just hit a buy zone here. I was expecting us to go to the previous high on the 15-minute chart. Now, there's no volume today, so that's why we're not moving crazy. I should have took my profit whenever we hit the sell zone. I shouldn't have tried to push it. I could have walked away with 200 and some change. Yeah. we're hitting this buy zone. Let's see if we get a bounce off of it, get this trade and get this money. If we hit a buy zone, yeah, guys, I should have took that profit. It was in this sell zone. I mean, I think most of you guys are probably looking at this like, yeah, why didn't you take that trade? And we should be looking for entry soon. Looking for a close up of this Jurek line. And then we can run this back to the previous high, the previous sell zone. And it should pay us pretty well. All right, this one looks like it's going to close above, and once it does, we'll be taking this trade and running it back up to this previous high or previous sell zone. Nice little pop. All right, get ready to execute. And we are in there like swimwear. We don't care. We got no fear. Let's go. Let's get this money. And we're almost getting tapped out. Very close. Very close. Very close. So close. It's at a high of 556.75. I get out at 558.25. We know we could hold this because we got room to run to the previous high in the sell zone as well, 570. So we should be able to hold this and it should pay. Almost there, almost there. Just got tapped out. Got my money on that one. We're gonna look for one more trade. Unfortunately, that would have been our second trade. We could have been done for the day if we just played it safe and took that profit here at this premium and sell zone. But we're just gonna follow the rules, follow the strategy. The rules, you know, I should have not just gone for 500. I didn't follow the rules on this trade here. If anything's in the way, we're supposed to walk away. So it's a little unfortunate. Uh, OG Mall, you made that trade? All right, nice. So the stats so far, where we at on the stats? All right, still down to $556 for the day. Wow, I didn't realize I thought I took an $800 hit. I took a $980 hit on that first trade, and for some reason, no one. I just moved my stop loss down. That's why. I'm not sure why this is showing I made 424. I gotta look at the numbers again with this because it seems like it's not giving me my full profit. When if I set my TP in, it says at 500, but I only made $424 on that trade. I'm not sure why. If I have my stop loss set at 500, I mean on my TPS at 500. And it's still going. See, went to the previous high, which I figured it was gonna do anyway. Yeah, it did a second go around. That's unfortunate for me. And it's okay. It's like I'm down one trade for the day. That's what it looks like. So we're gonna make that money back on the next trade. All right, we are going to look for another buy zone. The sell zone that broke through. So we're gonna erase this sell zone. No longer valid. And it was another previous low we could have put a stop loss on and we would have never lost the trade because it hit this buy zone. But you don't want to keep on going crazy with these previous lows and trying to keep on adjusting. Next thing you know, you're taking a $3,000 hit. So it did it just enough to wick me out and then consolidated and pushed up. It sucks. It happens. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? We went down to the next buy zone. Um, so we got this fair value gap here. That buy zone we had earlier is now valid again. You can see all this buying here, 158,000 versus 89,000. So right now that's what we're looking for it to pull back into. You can see how we're hitting premium. Look, it's going to be close to equilibrium if it doesn't pull back into this level. Man, our entry was down here at 533, and this thing is at 615 right now. Hit a high of 619.50, almost $100 move. Oof, that's $2,000 in one trade if we held it. I mean, I wouldn't have been going past this previous high of the 15-minute chart, so I'd have been getting out at 589 anyway, and I would have made back all my money that I lost plus profit. That was on me, guys. That was on me, guys. I should have walked away whenever we hit we were in premium. We also hit in a sell zone. There was no reason for me to try to push it to the previous high thinking it's going to go deeper into the sell zone. I should have took my money. At one point, I saw $300 profit. I could have took that, and then whenever it gave 1 month shot to get out at 932, I could have walked away with a little bit over $100, and then this trade would have got me $600 for the day, based off this last trade. I got a lot of buying here, a lot of buying right here. There's a fair value gap here, so we can also put some the buy zone here, this range. And we'll leave it there for now. Not gonna add any more buy zones for now. Look to see if we pull into that buy zone. Let's create a fair value gap on a 15-minute chart. You can see we have all this buying here. Okay, so we are going to add another buy zone up here. Usually I expect it to pull halfway into that fair value gaps, so we should hit somewhere into here. Oof, that was out of nowhere. Okay. Okay. All right, looking for a close above the Zurich line for entry. Very well could come down to this buy zone here again. So it looks over here. There's a lot of buying on this level here. This whole wick. It's nothing but buying. So I believe we will pull back into this level. May retest the 200 moving average. I don't know why I held that trade. I should have sold it. I don't know what I was thinking on that. I really don't know what I was thinking. I had a little brain fart, I guess, or something, or greed kicked in. I don't know. I was very adamant on this thing going to the previous high, which it did, but I thought it was going to happen at that time. Nice bounce off buy zone. Looks like we might do some consolidation here near equilibrium. And then we're going to probably get the next pop. All right, hit the next buy zone. This is the one I expected it to come down to. See, we got a bullish order block, and it hits that fair value gap. So we're looking for it to come down to, which is right there. We did that. And usually the closest fair value gap to the order block is the ones that's usually pretty strong. And we hit that 200 moving average. We should get a bounce off of that. Have another fair value gap here. It looks like it might try to test. Right here, fair value gap. So it broke through this one. Usually these are the ones that it targets because they're the strongest one, closest to the order blocks. They're usually the ones that it targets and bounces off of. All right, right now, based on the settings of this chart, we might be going bearish on the 15-minute chart. Time is at 9:57, 10 o'clock. This candle closes at 10. So if this closes bearish, we're going to want to be careful of buys. Until this closes, we're still looking for buys. Got 2 more minutes for that to happen. So we could see a nice big pop from here as possible. Right now I don't think so, but it's possible. Because we closed below this 200 moving average, we should have held support there. And we didn't. And we should have consolidated in this buy zone as we did here. And it didn't do that. It's still just pushing through it. So still into the buy zone really. Yep. Got 1 more minute. If this pops up and presents, we could still take the buys. All right, we are closing bearish. We are flipping to the downside. All right, there we go. Looking for sells only now. All right, we have, let's see if we can find some selling pressure. Yep, right here in this level. Right here is selling. So right here is selling. Right here is selling. Oh yeah, this whole fair value gap is just selling. So yeah, we're looking for a push back up into this here. Yeah, looking for price to pull back into here. Get a bounce, get rejected. Oh, sorry, it should be red. $504, $507. Yes, we're looking for it to get rejected here, come back down and push down, give us an entry. Looking for a bounce here. Good entry for buys. You know, could make some quick, easy money. It's not the strategy. We could make some money on this upside. Could. Because we did hit discount. You know, still in the buy zone. Oh, look at this. This one didn't close bearish. on the 30-minute chart. We're still bullish on the 30-minute chart, but we're trading based off the trend on the 15-minute chart. Oh, went to the wrong thing. So we're bearish. Trade the trend at the 15. Looking for this to run up to here, 518, 507, 518, around there. Looking for this to push to. Because, yeah, 518. Yeah, could have made some money on the upside. Could have broke even for the day right now if we took the trade here. And then look for our short to make profit for the day, but we're not trying to play games like that. It's tempting, but that was very tempting to take. I'm not gonna lie, I wanted to, but that's where we gotta keep our emotions in check. And in this trade, my job is to execute my strategy, not to win every trade. Yep, hit the 507. Now we got 518. I'm looking forward to run to. Might go a little bit above that. Yeah, I think it's gonna go past 518 actually, because this jerk line needs to catch up. So it's gonna catch up. So, or it could stay around here, chop a little bit. Jerk line catches up close below it, and boom, pays us for a short. We only probably have one more trade. Time for one more trade because by the time 11 o'clock comes, these candles change mostly yellow, blue. You get, orange, yellow, blue mostly. No reds really come in. So this may be our last trade. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I see everything, but I didn't see that I should have got out of this trade whenever it was hitting discount at premium. It's kind of annoying because I could have shut it down right here for the day, but like, all right, I'm good enough. What do me say? Yeah. It's the boring part of trading. Got to be patient for the strategy. Kind of wish, I really do wish I could have taken this buy for this bounce, but so now it would have been breaking even for the day, and then now I could have executed this next trade to be profit for the day. I'm still not as I expected it to do was consolidate here, get that Zurich line to pull up, and then once it gets rejected at around 518, which it just hit, right, like I said, we might push a little more, but it should pull down and close below the Zurich line. Still here, I got to take this phone call. You guys will see if I take the trade or not, if it presents. I'm taking two cons on this one when it presents. Would have been nice entry right there at that 200 moving average. We should get rejected, but that's not the strategy. Could predict things all day, but we got to follow the strategy. Because if I took that short here and it could have just continued to push right back up, then I would have been upset that I didn't follow the strategy. Yes, yeah, it's pretty early. Volume is definitely slowing down. It is early. It's doing it earlier than normal. Normally it doesn't start doing this until 11. But I guess because there's no news today, it's kind of shifting things a little bit. But let's see. All right, come on, close below this Jurek line. Come on, make the push down. Get us in this trade. Come on, right, you're right there. Yep, just did it. I'm in. And just double check 503 minus 25, 478. Could have added more cons right here, but it's a little dangerous to do that right now since we already took a loss. We're down for the day, so we don't want to increase our losses too much, especially with us already being in for 2 contracts. So we're just gonna leave it, let this play out. This should pay us. Just consolidating a lot, but that drop should come for us. And it should be targeting the previous low. It should be coming down to here, especially because we're now bearish. Would like to add 2 more cons right here. I'm doing it. I did it. I expect this to dump pretty hard. Wow. Wasn't expecting to do that. Expecting it to drop pretty hard and strong for me. Keeps retesting that 200 moving average. Really good entry would have been at the 200 moving average for me. That would have been a really good entry. Any second now, I'm looking for this dump. Nice strong drop. That's what I'm looking for. Nice strong drop. Tap me right out. And then we're going to call it a day. There we go. There we go. There we go. Yes. There we go. Closed it out. Nice. Nice job, guys. Nice job. We did it. We held our ground. We held our ground. We didn't move our stop loss going crazy with it because we were already going to be taking a good hit. So let's see what we made for the day. We did $930. Okay. There we go. Almost $1,000 for the day. So we're going to shut it down here. That is it. We shut it down. We don't fool around. We shut it down. We in there like swimwear. We don't care. We got no fear. Let's get it. Till tomorrow, we are shutting it down right here. All right, fellas and ladies. Let's execute these trades. Today was a little rough. I'm not gonna deny that it was a little rough one. Um, but you know, I should have taken my profits whenever it hit the sell zone. But we got our profits for the day. Had to push it a little bit, um, but it worked out. Let's just execute tomorrow better. Let's be wiser. Let's be more confident. Let's be more diligent. And yeah, so you see here how it just popped right back up. You got to stick to. This is why I like to stick with $25 moves, because of this right here. That I would have been up $1,500, and then it turns around to put me at a negative that quickly. I don't want to try to push levels of saying I'm always going for previous highs and previous lows, which is what I did over here, the first trade, and trying to target a previous high instead of getting out where I knew that there was resistance at. But yep, this is it. This is why we take our $25 moves. All right, till tomorrow.